All right, hello everybody. Let's do this. This is the official, at least for me, and yes, I am sick. This is the official Pokemon tier list of the new Pokemon of the region. Look at all these guys. All these little friends. All right, I guess let's get into listing off the tiers. First of all, we have Pikachu. This is the worst of the worst. Yes, I do enjoy Pikachu's design, but Pikachu is a stage hog and gets too much love. Then we have Terrible. I think these Pokemon are absolutely terrible, whether it be extremely disappointing or just ugly. Then we have Not Optimal. They're not very optimal. I don't like them, almost at all. And they're not good Pokemon at all. And then we have No Comment. No Comment is... I don't really care about these Pokemon. I mean, they're okay, I guess. Good design is... I like their design. It's a good one. Great design is... I like their design. It's a great one. And then Elite is, I love these Pokemon so much. One of my favorites. Alright, let's get into it. First of all, starting off with Sprigatito. I actually do enjoy Sprigatito's design. And you're going to see that most of these go in good design. This was a good region. Now, saying that, its evolution, I don't even know the name of this guy because I don't like it. Even Meowscarada, it's a terrible design. Actually, it's not optimal. Meowscarada is more not optimal. And then we get into Fuecoco. And against popular belief, I really like Fuecoco. It's a great design. It's really cute. I enjoy it quite a bit. Now... Crocolore doesn't give me that same, I like this design, it's a really good one. It looks kind of weird, but I'm gonna put it in good design. Yeah, Sprigatito is a bit of a better design. Just because of the egg on its head as the fire sombrero, I think that's just really fun. Then we get to, Then we get to Skeledirge. Now, I chose... I chose... Who's his face? I chose the little... I might as well just quit YouTube at this point. And I call myself a fan of Pokemon. I chose Fuecoco. There we go. I chose Fuecoco as my starter. And so Skeledirge, I didn't use Skeledirge on my final team. I knew I wouldn't because there's a different Pokemon that's also a fire type that I knew would just impact it. But I do think it's a good design. Better than Crocolore. Actually, better than Sprigatito. I do really like it. And it's a quadrupedal starter, which hasn't happened for a long time, and I decided that it was good. It was a good thing. Now we get into Quaxley. Now, I think Quaxley as a Pokemon is a good design. I'm gonna put it in good design. A little bit worse than Sprigatito, but it is a good one. Now, sorry, still sick, not COVID. I hate this. Actually, no, this is not optimal. It's not optimal. It's not great. Now this thing, I've seen it in game, and the way it shimmies makes me uncomfortable. I don't like the way it shimmies. This is a terrible Pokemon. And that's my only comment on it. it still has a comment. It's not no comment, but I don't like the way it shimmies, okay? I don't like the shimmying. Okay, now we get to Lechonk. Just like everyone else, I think Lechonk is incredible. Lechonk is, like, the name is cream of the crop. It's an amazing Pokemon, but the design is kind of lackluster. I know it is, like, basically the starting rodent of the game. So, I'll put it in good design. It's better than Crocalor. It's better than Crocalor. I think it's better than Quaxley. Yeah, it's better than Quaxley. All right. Male Oinkaloni. I actually don't have a comment on these. Like, they're okay, but they're not the best. But they're also not optimal, so I'm just going to say no comment on both of them. The male is emo, and the girl is just... They're just pigs, and one of them is emo. Alright. Now, we have one of my favorite of the new Pokemon. Now, this may seem like a joke to some people, but Dunsparce. Dunsparce. A lot of people were like, it's just Dunsparce, but more Dunsparce. And I'm like, that's the point. It's supposed to be a dud. Everyone was like, oh, it's going to turn into this awesome dragon. But it's just more Dunsparce. And I think that's an amazing, really funny thing, is that everyone was expecting this, like, really awesome dragon from, like, a terrible Pokemon into this, like, really, really good Pokemon. But it goes from a terrible Pokemon to another terrible Pokemon. And I think that's just so much fun. So these guys go in great design. Now, they're both 2-segment form, but I do actually like 3-segment form better. So I'll put 2-segment lower in good design. Tarantula. I actually really like Tarantula. It's low, good design. I think I actually like it better than Lechonk. Yeah. I do really like Tarantula, but it is kind of a meh. Like, it's not great. I'm gonna put it higher than I'll put it higher than Lechonk, but lower than Sprigatito. Sprigatito is kind of like the gatekeeper. And now we have Spidops. Now, Spidops, I enjoy Spidops. I would never use it because it's weak, but it's low great design. I really like it. Actually, I'm gonna put it here. It's a good design. It's a good design. Yeah. Okay. Now we get to Nimble. I think seeing it right here, Nimble is really cute. I like Nimble. I don't like it better than Spidops. I'm gonna put it there. I really like Nimble. He's a cute guy, and he's just kind of a friend. Now, in game, he's extremely annoying because of how small he is, but he's fun. He's a fun little guy. Now, this guy, Low Kicks. He's not terrible, but he is not optimal. And here's why. Because a lot of people like this guy, and I like him too. The best feature of him is his back leg things, and that's all he has going for him. Because he's just kind of a Power Ranger, if you take away his leg things. And I grew up with the Power Rangers. I just could not... I didn't like them as much as most people, so he's a Power Ranger. And so he's not optimal. Yeah. He is not optimal. Meowscarada. Yeah. Okay. that looks good. Now, this guy, Relor. He's not terrible. I actually really like his design. The only thing that's not optimal about him is his face. But if he didn't have the face, then he would just be a dung beetle. But dung beetles are already, practically Pokemon. So I'm gonna put him above Nimble. Yeah, I'm gonna put him above Nimble. Nimble looks better to me, but I also really like Relor. Now, Relor's evolution. I don't have this guy in game because I don't really want him. He looks so weird. But I'm going to put him as no comment just because he's pretty meh. Actually, I'll put him at the bottom of not optimal. Or, I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to put, at the top of the tier list as, okay. He's going to go at the top of not optimal because he's close to no comment. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to change this up. Hold, please. Alright. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. Grievard. They announced Grievard before Scarlet and Violet came out, and I really like Grievard. He's a cute little doggo that just wants to play with people, but he, kills them when he plays with them. So, I'm actually going to move Spidops. I really like Grievard. He's a fun little guy, and I'm glad that he was announced beforehand. So I'm going to put him right here. He's above Sprigatito. Yeah. And I'll tell, he's a fun guy. He's really fun. Now this guy, I am surprised that this thing got through Game Freak because of how dark it looks. It's epic, but I have no comment. It's a good design, but I'm meh about it. Actually, because I like it, but I also don't really like it. So yeah, that's kind of a meh. Flittle. No comment. It's weird, but I kind of like it being weird. It's not bad. It's just kind of strange. This thing, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. And I don't really have a good reason why. It makes me uncomfortable. And yeah, it's just makes me uncomfortable. Farigiraf. I will call it Farigiraf. It's not Pikachu. It's a good design. Like I said, most of these Pokemon are good designs. I'm gonna put it here. I like it. Yeah. Wiglet. Wiglet is great. Now, yeah, Wiglet is great. It's better than Quaxley. Not better than Lechonk. It's better than Quaxley. Not better than Lechonk. It's a fun little worm. It's a fun little wormy dealy. Wugtrio, this thing is terrible. I hate this. I hate it. If they left Wiglet alone, or made it evolve into something else, we all knew that Wugtrio was going to happen, but seeing it for the first time, I just yelled. I don't like it. They could have done something different, and they didn't. we all expected something more of Dunsparce, and we got below average. But we all expected this, and we got exactly what we expected. And that's why I'm disappointed. Like, the Mad Lads made this abomination of glory, but then also made this abomination of not glory. So, I don't know. Dondozo. I don't like Dondozo. I don't like its mustache. It looks too much like an old Asian man. And I don't mean that to be bad. It's just, he's too much of an old Asian man and also a fish. I don't know. It weirds me out. Because it makes me feel like you know what, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I really like Spidops. I'm going to move it up there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Veluza. I haven't gotten to use Veluza, and I don't think I want to. Because, I don't know, it looks weird. It looks strange. I know what they were doing, so I'm going to say no comment. It's at the edge of no comment. Yeah. This looks good so far. This looks good. Finizen. This is a great design. This is a great design. Amazing Pokemon. I like Finizen. And its evolution Palafin is even better. Like, okay, this is what I was thinking about when I was thinking about making this video. Now, some Pokemon, I don't like their evolution, but they're, like, I wouldn't evolve them, but I need to for them to be stronger. And, actually, yeah, no, I was gonna put them in Elite, but Finizen is a dolphin. We have wanted a dolphin forever. And Game Freak came out a couple years ago saying that they would never make a dolphin because there was some sort of, like, controversy about a dolphin Pokemon, so they were never going to do it. And then they did it. And I thought that was awesome. And I love the design of Finizen. And then when it evolves, it's stronger, not by much, but it's stronger with the same design other than a little heart. Tell me that isn't adorable. Now this thing, Palafin Zero to Hero form, sucks. Like, I understand what they were trying to do, and I don't think they could have done it better. But it's not optimal. It's not optimal. It's the top of not optimal. But it isn't optimal. Okay? It's not optimal. As you can see, like, you can see my preference in Pokemon. What's peak and what's not. Smoliv. Smoliv needs to be protected at all costs. Because it just needs to be. I'm going to say that Nimble's better than it. It is just kind of an olive with another olive and leaves. But its face, look at that face. That's such a cute face. But I have to. Dolive, I don't like that. It's not optimal. It's better than this thing, but it is not optimal. And whatever this is, I don't even know what this thing is also not optimal, but it's higher up the list because Dolive looks really weird. And this thing just looks better. Okay. Hear me out. Capsakid. I don't know if it's Capsakid or Capsaicid, because it's based off of capsaicin, which is the correct way to say that. Ask the dictionary, not me. I like it. I really like it. It also comes from the word kid. I really, really like it. But it's not the best. And I wanted this thing on my team, but I didn't hear about this thing first. I heard about this. The first fire and grass type. It's elite. I have it at my team. It's already level 100. I love it so much. It is Scovillain, based off of Scoville and a villain, which is so cool. The only thing wrong with it is it shouldn't have had arms. I love Doduo. And I love Doduo, and I love that kind of two-headed, no-arm kind of thing. And that's what Scovillain is giving off, but he does have arms, and they're, like, on his hips, and that makes me kind of uncomfortable. But that's the only thing wrong with it. It's a great design. Some people may call it ugly, but I think it looks really, really cool. It's an elite design. Now, Tadbulb. Tadbulb is a great design. Tadbulb is great. And you can start to see what my preference in Pokemon is, except for Scovillain. Scovillain does not match this theme down here in great design. But Tadbulb, he is a little friend. He's a little friend, and just looking at his face makes me happy. Makes me happy, makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and I like that. He's also really small, and I like his shiny, but it's also not very noticeable, so I'd probably pass by like 5. Bellibolt. I saw this thing, and I got worried for Scarlet and Violet. I like it, but what I think they didn't realize what they were doing is just like Wiglet is like it's supposed to be a Diglett. Tadbulb looks strangely like Chansey. Also, I'm gonna say no comment. It looks strangely like Chansey. They're both kind of like amphibians. I mean, Chansey looks like an axolotl, even though it's not confirmed that it was supposed to be. And Bellibolt is a frog. I'm going to put them side by side on the screen. Tell me they do not look like they are that they are convergent evolutions. They look so similar. They both have the weird belly thing. They're both egg-shaped. And they both have the little face in the middle. And they have the things on the side of their head. And they have weird arms. They are the same Pokemon. Well, they're not the same. They're different. But they turn out to be the same. Now, Chansey evolves into Blissey and Bellibolt doesn't. But that's kind of what they needed to do for Wiglet. I mean, if Wiglet was a standalone Pokemon, I feel like it'd be better. But Bellibolt is definitely a non-confirmed convergent evolution of Chansey. It's just facts. Alright, or now the engine Pokemon. I don't have a comment on it. I don't know how I feel about it. This thing, I like it more. The Reverum. Now, some people call it a Reverum, And I know it's spelled that way, but it's definitely Reverum. It's definitely Reverum. It has to be. Like, there's no way it's not. There's no way it's not Reverum. Or there's no way it's Reverum. That's just strange. Alright. The worm. I forgot its name. But I like it. I really like it. It's not better than Wiglet. No, it is better than Wiglet. I actually really like this thing. Yeah. I think, yeah, it's high up there, and I don't know why. It's fun. It's fun and silly. It's fun and silly, and I like that. Yeah. It's fun and silly. Tandemaus. A lot of people were saying that they didn't like Tandemaus, and I don't know why. I really like Tandemaus. Tandemaus is a great design. And when it evolves, it turns into Mousehold, which is even better. Actually, I don't like them that much. There's something about Mousehold is better. On second thought, there is something about them. I don't know if it's because I found them such late game and I knew I could never use them. I like how it evolves because it doesn't have an evolution screen unless it's at the beginning of your party. But I don't know. There's something about it. Maybe it's because there's multiple of them. I don't know what it is. But there's something about it that, like, is off-putting, almost. And I wish there wasn't. I wish I liked it more. But I just don't. Now, Seatottle is a great design. Seatottle is really good. And here's why. In-game, they are ginormous. And, like, the first time I saw it, I literally went, that is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And my dad looked over at me, thinking I was weird, and I had to show him, and he thought it was surprisingly big. And I know it's supposed to be a whale, but, like, it's really big. It's, like, as big as the player. And Sea Titan is just bigger. It's like an actual whale. I don't like it that much, though. The mouth on Sea Titan makes me uncomfortable. And I don't like uncomfortable Pokemon. I kind of wish it didn't have legs. I wish it was in the water. I would probably like it more. But I know that's not the design, and I respect what Pokemon did. Do you hear that? I'm still sick. Frigibax. I think this is Frigibax. This is like... I think this is Pikachu. No, it's just terrible. I hate it. I hate it so much. The little thing on its, like, lip, I know what they were trying to do. It's like nose. It's just so ugly. It's so ugly. I don't like it. Everything gets fixed with its middle evolution. Its middle evolution is actually kind of fire. It's really good. But then, I wish they did what they did with Finizen, or just made it bigger, because then Arctibax is terrible again. Now, it's less terrible because it has an axe on its back, but it's still not good. I like its middle evolution, so much better than these two. But they're just bad. Their spine is weird. It's not good. It's not good. It makes me uncomfortable, and when it's uncomfortable, I don't like it. Now, Tatsugiri. Tatsugiri is elite. Now, this also goes for its other colors, but it comes in different colors. That is so cool. There's, let's see if I can get this right. There's stretchy form, which is yellow. There's droopy form, which is red. And then there's curly form, which is this guy. Now, I'll put the other two up on screen. I don't know why they're not here. But they're so good. They're so good, and I really like them. I really like them. They're super cute. And I know they're supposed to go with Dondozo, but Dondozo sucks. Tatsugiri is where it's at. It's also a dragon type, and dragon types are my favorite typing of Pokemon. And that's why Tatsugiri is a great Pokemon. Elite. Now, I have both Scovillain and Tatsugiri on my team, which is what's funny. Because I picked the most elite Pokemon that I wanted to have on my team. That's what I did, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. But also, Scovillain doesn't have the best base stats. It doesn't have good stats as much as I'd want it to, because it's so cool. And now I'm going to rant about Scovillain. I know his time is done, but if a Pokemon could have 3 types, Scovillain would be the best candidate for it. Scovillain should also be dragon type. There's no way it shouldn't be. It's too much of a dragon type to not be. But Pokemon doesn't have 3 types, and even with terrestrialization, which for a time I would think would give a Pokemon 3 types, which would just make everything so confusing, it instead just changes the typing to a single type. And I'm okay with that, but I think that at some point, whether it be a regional variant or something like that, Scovillain needs to be a dragon type. It's almost as bad as how Charizard wasn't a dragon type until it mega evolved. Now, speaking of dragon types, we have Cyclizar. I love Cyclizar so much. It's a great Pokemon, but it's so mean in the actual game. And I actually kind of respect that. It also is a broken Pokemon with the move Shed Tail, which I actually watched a documentary. I'm getting a call from a spam number, and I don't know if I'm still being heard or not. I'm gonna let the call ring. Am I still? Yeah, okay. I don't know how long that was going on, but, Cyclizar, top tier Pokemon, top G, is a broken Pokemon. With the move Shed Tail, it's basically Substitute, but better. Yes, it does take away half its health, but then you can do, like, stat buffs and stuff while the Pokemon tries to get through your Substitute. And then you can bring in a Pokemon that's, like, super beefy and super strong, or your stat Pokemon. Now, what you probably want to do for Cyclizar is put all of its EVs in HP. And Cyclizar has the ability Recover, which means that you can probably use that Shed Tail twice in one Pokemon battle, which is so broken, and a lot of people are saying that it will be banned in the actual like game. And I mean, it's a really good Pokemon. Either that or Shed Tail will get banned. I don't know. But it's really good. I really like it. It's also a fun design. Pawmi. I love Pawmi. Pawmi is super cute. Pawmi is a great Pokemon. It's a good design. It's around these early game ones. Now, oh dear God. Ugh. Pawmi stands up and evolves into Pawmo. Pawmo looks like Pikachu, so it's in the Pikachu tier. But then, if you run around with Pawmo, and I had to do this to complete the Pokedex, it's Pawmot. They're so similar to Pawmi. Like, it's just Pawmi, but bigger. And I know I'm, like, being a hypocrite by also saying that this thing should have just gotten bigger. But this is a literal Spinosaurus. This is a rabbit. And now it's a fluffier rabbit on 2 legs. I love Pawmi. Like, it's a great Pokemon. Not one of my favorites, but it is great. Pawmo? It's, like, it's bad, but it's okay. Like, it's... I'm gonna put it here. It's a lot worse than not optimal. But Pawmot sucks. Like, it doesn't look like a final stage, but it also doesn't look like a Pokemon. It looks like a bad fake mon. Like something I would make. And that's sad. That's sad. It looks like something I would make. Actually, no, I would make better than that. I would make better than that. Maybe, I don't know. It's just really bad. I'm actually going to change this name. This isn't Pikachu. This actually may be my least favorite Pokemon. It's not even a word. Pawmot. Alright. Well, we got completely off topic there. This little bird. I love the little bird. His eyes are so fun. His eyes are so much fun, and I adore him. He goes there. He goes there. He's not better than Finizen. I actually like Tadpole. Yeah. I like Tadpole better than Finizen. I actually really like Tadpole. I'm going to put Capsicid back there. Okay. I love this little bird. Watzel. And Wattrel. Its name is also peak Pokemon. Wattrel. It's literally a watt. Like, of electricity. That's awesome. And then Kilowattrel. Even better, but it also looks mean, and I don't like mean things, so I'm going to put it there, but actually, no, it's a little too angular, but I think it's not down there. I'm going to put it there. It goes Wattrel and then Kilowattrel, and Kilowattrel isn't as good as Wattrel, but, they can't all be winners. But it is a winner. Finally, I'm not selected on that anymore. Okay. Bombirdier. Bombirdier, I have it on my team. It's not the best Pokemon, but it is top of great design. I really like it. Actually, it's not top of great design. I'm going to put it there. It's one of the best birds. It has one of the best stat totals of the birds. Wow, we're really getting to the birds because the next bird, Squawkabilly, I thought its name was Squawkability for the longest time. Squawkabilly is elite. It has different colors. You can see them here. It is elite. And it's the flying taxi of Pokemon. It's the flying taxi. The colors are amazing, even though it did take me 2 hours to find them all. I think they actually go in this order as rarity, because the white one was the hardest to find. The yellow one was also extremely difficult, but I found the green and blue one everywhere. Well, everywhere where they are, and they're quite rare. When I first saw them, like on the mini-map, when that whole thing leaked, I just thought it was a bird, and I only saw the green one, and it looked like one of those, like, you know, in, like, the 90s, with those, like, older computers, and there was those, like, viruses, kind of like that gorilla thing. It looked like one of those. It looked like one of those cartoon characters that would, like, infect your computer with a bunch of viruses. And I didn't like it, but I love it because it has the little pompadour, or it has the Elvis thing, and they're all Billy. Their name is Billy. They're Squawkabilly, and I think that's great. Flamigo, the longer I see it, the more I like it, but I also don't. This is going to be a no comment for me, Chief. This is a no comment for me. I don't know how I feel about it. Moving on. Cloth. Cloth, I like it. Cloth goes there. No other question. I'm also trying to get through this fast because it's been 40 minutes of me just talking about Pokemon. Well, time to get through the rest of it. Knackley. I like Knackley because it's a playoff of... No, wait. It's a playoff of salt, salt, sodium chloride, but it's also a Mario mushroom, but I like it. Yeah. I like it. And then its evolution, even better. It's a great design. It's not that good, but it is a great design. Better than the whale. But Garnackle, this thing sucks. It's not optimal. I really wish it was then a quadrupedal salt creature, not whatever this thing is. I don't like it. It's weird, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I also don't like these. They were too late in the game, and they're too weird, and I don't understand them, and I know they're supposed to be like a flower, but I don't like them. Shroodle, great design. Great design. Love it. Grafai, didn't think it would be the final evolution. Glad it was. This thing cannot be changed. This is an elite Pokemon. It's elite. It's better than Squawkabilly's. But it is elite. Like, I also have Grafai on my team. It's so good. And a little fun thing that I like to do with Graphite, and I'm trying to make this under an hour, but it probably will be around an hour. Graphite is such a good Pokemon. Now, it has the ability Poison Touch. What that means is when it uses a physical move, it also has a high chance to poison the target. It also learns a ton of physical moves, which really helps with this ability. Now, what I like to do is I have U-Turn on it, which is a bug type move. So it uses U-Turn. So it hits. So sorry. I'm sick. But it's not. I'm sick with nothing. It's annoying. It uses U-Turn. It hits the target and then switches out. And in doing so, it also poisons it. And now, Graphite has terrible defense. It's not a defensive Pokemon. It can probably take 2 hits before dying. But with U-Turn, it switches out and it hits. So it basically hits, poisons, and leaves, which is perfect. I use it a lot, and people get mad at me. Fido is a good design. A lot of these, announced beforehand Pokemon are good designs, but not the best. Dashbun, even better. They literally did the best they could with this thing, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. Now, a lot of people have been telling me that it's a Dachshund, and I can't accept that. I cannot accept that it's a Dachshund. It's not long enough, and its legs are too long. It's a hound. This thing, I have no comment. It's both of these. I have no comment. Also, this no comment, I'm gonna stop trying to change it. All of them are no comment equally. They are all equally no comment. I really like the Tumbleweed. The Tumbleweed is a good design. Better than Relor. Now, Bramblegast, it's not optimal. We haven't had one in a while, but I don't like it. It's weird, and its face creeps me out. Now, Gimmighoul, I posted a thing about it. I was super excited, and I was not disappointed. I play Pokemon Go, and I saw it in Pokemon Go, and I'm like, that's a good Pokemon. I like the chest form. I like the roaming form a little bit better. Actually, no, I like it worse. I like how it's a mimic chest. I think that's really fun. Now, Goldanga. It's not optimal. It weirds me out. It's like, it looks like macaroni. I also haven't gotten one yet. I'm close to getting one, and I want to get it because I want to complete the Pokedex, but I don't like it. Now, the reason why it's not terrible for me, the macaroni man, is because when it's out in the wild, it is literally the Silver Surfer, but he's golden. He uses a hover surfboard made out of gold. That is cool. But it's also a macaroni man. Now we're getting to the Paradox Pokemon, which is at the end of the game, and I got Scarlet, and I didn't play Violet, even though I got it because I had to get a diorama with Target, and so I got both of them. I haven't played Violet, so I am going to give no comment to most of the Paradox Pokemon for Violet because I have no comment on them. most of the Paradox Pokemon, other than, like, a few, I have no comment on them. They are good, but also kind of meh. So, Great Tusk, no comment. Brute Bonnet, no comment. Sandy Shocks, not optimal. Screamtail, not optimal, but Toppa, not optimal. Yeah, that's how that works. Okay. Fluttermane, no comment, actually. That's a good one. Now, this, Slitherwing, that's a good design. That's a great design, actually. I like how it stands up on two legs sometimes. I didn't think it would, and I thought it was kind of meh. But it's elite. I really like it. Now, Roaring Moon. I freaking love this thing. It's on my team. It's at the back. It's the backbone of my team. It's my strongest Pokemon just by its stats perspective, because it's actually weaker than regular Salamence, which I think is weird. But also, it makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense because it should be stronger, but I guess, I don't know. It's also Dark and Dragon type, which I have both Dark and Dragon type on my team already, which, I mean, I don't really need it, but I do like it. Now, these Violet ones, I have no comment on them because, well, I do like this one. I think this is Iron Moth or something like that. I don't understand them. They don't make sense to me. I also don't understand how the story works with Violet. I like the Gallade Gardevoir thing. Okay. These legendaries. I have no comment on them because I haven't used them, but they're a little too strange. I love strange Pokemon, but I just don't have a comment on them. I don't understand it. They make no sense. I don't know how you get them. I think it has to do with stakes in the ground or something like that. I don't understand it. But I'm okay if you understand it and if you like them. This is just my own opinion because I haven't gotten to use them. Koraidon is better than Miraidon. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm sorry if you're mad at me now, but it's true. They're both really good. They're at the bottom of great design. Both of them. They're really good, and I'm glad that they're both dragons. But yeah, Koraidon is better. Fight me. Actually, no, don't fight me. But Koraidon Shiny is better than anything Miraidon could ever do. And that's true. This entire line is terrible. A lot of people like it. I don't understand why. Its hammer gets bigger and its hair gets bigger. That's kind of it. I don't really like it. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it. Okay. Charcadet. I love Armarouge and Ceruledge. Really great Pokemon. Really great Pokemon. One of the better ones. But Charcadet, its head, I love how big its head is, but its head is almost too big. So I'm deducting points from it. It is still good. It's still good. I'm putting it there. But Armarouge and Ceruledge are really good. Here. They're really good. I love Armarouge's legs. And I know that sounds weird, but it's not intended to be. I just really like how clean its legs look. Ceruledge is a little bit worse. And I'm not just saying that because I really like Scarlet version. I'm saying that because Ceruledge has really weird shin pads. And when it's not in battle, its swords are like tiny. It's not as bad as, what is it, the Badger Cyndaquil thing. It's not as bad as that. But if you're not in battle, it just makes everything else look disproportionately big. Now, when its swords are out, it's really cool, but then its shin pads look weird. If it didn't have shin pads, it would be better than Armarouge. But it doesn't. Next one is Toedscool. I like Toedscool. Toedscool, it's fun. Now, a lot of people don't like how many mushroom Pokemon we have, but mushrooms are already Pokemon. And they make you feel like a Pokemon if you have mushrooms. If you eat a mushroom. YouTube, I said if you eat I didn't. The shrooms. All right. And Toedscool, even better. It says in its Pokedex entry that it hates when newcomers are around, and I get that. I get that on an emotional level. I hate newcomers too. I'm kidding. Or am I? You'll never know. King Gambit, hate it. It's really bad. And, it took me 5 hours to evolve it. 5 hours. Because I understood how, but I couldn't find three of those commanding Bisharp. So, that is purely out of rage that it's there. Speaking of rage, we are now going to do, I forgot its name. Anyway, I really like its name, even though I've forgotten it. The way you evolve it, it's interesting. It's not that annoying. You at least, or at most, have to kill 20. No. You have to use the move 20 times, so at least kill 20 things. Yeah. You at least have to at most kill 20 Pokemon. Yeah, that's how that works. But I really like it, and I like how its hair is also, floating but unattached. And the little, armbands that are, broken and stuff. That's cool. So I'm going to put it at top of good design. Pooper. Pooper is elite. And I'm not just saying that as the memes, but I actually really like Pooper. Pooper is elite. Pooper was on my team until he evolved into Clodsire. And no, Clodsire is weak, but Clodsire is my child. He is a little dollop of chocolate, and I love him for that. And also, Clodsire has little spikes that pop out, which is really fun. And yeah, it's just really fun. It's great. I like its spikes. Anyway, I'll put this in the link in the description if I can, so you guys can look at this or do it for your own if you want to. That's all I have time for. It's been an hour. My throat hurts, and I'm still sick. Not with COVID, but I'm still sick. So, I'll see myself out.